Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
The Kahuika.
Wow, thank you so much, MC, for that warm introduction. It blew me away. I think I should leave now. Thank you so much for having me here. All protocol observed. Thank you so much, Mumzy, for having me here, for inviting me. You know, Mumzy and I go a long way back. First of all, I would like to just also appreciate all my family from Blessed Hope Fellowship. You know, I see them here, I see them in the house. So this is like a mini family reunion. Yeah, it's like a reunion situation. So I just want to really appreciate all of you here. I appreciate all of you here. I mean, we're sitting in a room full of, you know, very, connected people. So thank you. Sister Mumzy is connecting us to all kinds of people here. So just diving into how I got to know Mumzy. I don't know if she'll remember the story, but we go a long way back. I think I was about 15. I was a teenager. And, you know, I grew up in Vaneda, Kaditura. And I don't know if you know these people like Jehovah's Witness, you know, that come house to house, you know, that want to invite you to their church. So one day, a new church was set up in the street next to where we lived. It was in a tent, those blue and white tents. So now they were like looking for customers. So, members. So she came to our house. I think I was around 15, 16 there. And I was with my younger sister. She passed on 3 years ago. But we were there together, and she came, she started talking about the gospel, sharing the message, and she was inviting us to come to the church. And then we lied and we said, no, we don't even live here, we're just visiting here, you know. I don't think we can go there. You know, we just wanted to look for a way to turn her down. So one Sunday we heard people singing, and it sounded like it was fun. You know, it's a tent, the sound goes pretty far. Holy Ghost fire. So my sister and I went there. We decided to go there. And the person that happened to introduce us, as we were entering, she's standing right there. So it was her. And I remember we told her, no, we don't live here. So it was a very awkward moment. It was a very awkward moment for us. But we fell in love with the team there, the family there. And we became family. The rest is really history. And we've been family ever since. So I'm really very happy to be here, to have been invited to be one of the speakers. When she asked me to come and deliver an inspirational word, I was like, what do I say? I'm the one who needs inspiration right here. You know, I'm the one who needs inspiration right now, because I'm in a time of my life where God is redirecting my purpose. You know, He's shifting things around. He's shaking up things in my life. You know, for a long time we're chasing temporary highs in our lives. We do things we're not really meant to do. So I'm in that season where God is setting things straight. He's realigning me to my divine purpose. So then when she invited me, I was like, whoa, this is a very, very timely book. This book is, it couldn't have been a better time for me to you know, get acquainted with this book. And thank you so much for pouring out into this book. You know, she candidly described her personal experiences, and it's like I was living vicariously through her, because I experienced some of the things she was talking about. I am a recovering procrastinator. So it was so refreshing to hear this from someone that I consider a big sister, you know, someone who's lived it. So she has the moral ground, the moral authority to speak on the subject. It makes her relevant. You know, you don't just come and talk about stuff that you didn't experience. You don't come and tell people how to quit drugs if you've never, or addiction for that matter, if you've never gone through that. So it makes you very relevant, and it's a very timely book. And thank you so much for pouring your talents into this book. I know that Miriam is a woman of many, she wears many hats. She wears a lot of hats. She does a lot of things. One thing that I know her not to be is a quitter. She never quits. She goes for what she sets her mind on. So I just want to acknowledge that this morning. I mean, this is it afternoon already? Oh, we're wasting time. I don't even know the time. So yeah, just diving into a little bit about what I thought about the book. The title is so intriguing. No time to waste time. So it got me thinking, what is time? What is time? I really literally went on Google and Googled, what is time? And I was not satisfied with the definitions that were coming up. You know, there were a range of different, oh my gosh, my shoe just broke, sorry. But I'll just stand in one position, but you can still hear me, so that's important. Focus up here, up here. As I was searching for the definitions, the definition that came out, you know, quite frequently was time is a sequence of events that go from past, present, and future. So this definition for me is like the equivalent of life. This is life. You know, so it made me understand that our lives are actually fragments of time. You know, so God gave us the ability to live out time, I mean our life one time or one moment at a time. So if you're wasting time, you're wasting your life. Right? And for me, the saddest thing, okay, I'll have to give you an illustration of what I'm trying to say. One day I was sitting at my mother's house in Vaneda. I was just sitting outside, you know, idling. I was a young woman back then. And I was still trying to figure out where I'm headed. Where am I going? You know, what's my purpose? You know, I had so many limitations, so many things so many odds were against me, right? And I was always questioning, where am I going? What's my life about? Why was I born? And all that. So one afternoon I was sitting outside and I looked up. It was one of those August days where the wind blows all the time. You know, it was so windy, and I saw a plastic bag that was blown up into the sky. And this white plastic bag was just being blown back and forth in the wind, back and forth. And I thought to myself, wow, the saddest way to live a life must be living a life without purpose. You know, you're just being blown around here, there, everywhere. It's the saddest way to live a life. Dying without fulfilling your purpose is the saddest way to die. You know, when I go to funerals and sit there and they talk about how the person died with so much potential, and the person had so much potential, he was meant to do this and A, B, C, and D. For me, that is the most saddest aspect of a funeral. It's not so much the person dying, because death is just crossing over the threshold, as Mumzy describes it. The saddest thing is not the person dying, but the saddest thing is really the person dying without having completed their purpose, without having accomplished their purpose. So all of us sitting up in here still have a purpose in life, because you're still breathing. Miriam described that your purpose is tied to your identity, and your purpose is time-bound. It's time-sensitive. We don't know how much time we've got left on earth. And I know I'm sure a lot of us have attended memorial services and funerals, and we hear, oh, there's not enough time, you know, Jesus is coming soon, are you ready, are you ready? You know, we keep hearing these messages being uttered over and over. But how many of us have actually sat back and seriously considered this question, like, why am I here? What was I meant to do? You know, God created us as change agents. God created us to be a solutionist. Each and every one of us have to solve a problem somewhere. What is your purpose? What are you meant to solve? What problem are you meant to solve? You know, and if you start looking at and you know, doing introspection into your life, you'll be able to perhaps find a path. You know, chart a path towards your purpose. I can speak on the subject. I think I also have moral authority on this because I recently quit my job as the head of Sub-Saharan Africa. This was a high-paying job. It was a six-figure income. And one day I was just sitting and I was feeling depressed. I can relate to what Anthony said earlier. You know, you become depressed. You just don't know, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? And I examined my life and I was like, am I supposed to be doing this? I just
don't feel like it's right for me. You know, and I didn't even consult anyone. I only consulted God, and I knew I had that very deep conviction within myself that this is not why I was born. I'm not doing what I'm meant to be doing. Ladies and gentlemen, I did the craziest thing, and I quit my job on the spot just like that. I remember writing the words, with immediate effect in my resignation letter. And ladies and gentlemen, I had no backup plans, I had no plan B. My plan B was to start living my true purpose. Yeah, so I just want to challenge you today. Are you really living your true purpose? Are you doing what you're meant to be doing? I know that, you know, some people would say, nah, I don't actually know what I'm meant to do, but I'm here to tell you that you're lying to yourself. With all due respect, you know exactly what you're meant to do. Yes. That thing that always drives you, that thing that's always nudging at you, you know exactly what it is. When are you going to start doing it? Yeah. It's time. It's up. It's no time to waste time. Exactly. There's no time to waste time. Thank you.